And that pretty much sums up my day, guys. I apologize for being late. My laptop has taken a complete shit on me all friggin' day, but it seems we got everything worked out. I apologize for that little delay in the beginning, but we are here. We are live in the War Room, 7 p.m. every Thursday. My name is Kevin from Wrestling Review Society. I am also the voice of Real Pro Wrestling, and myself, along with the owner of Real Pro Wrestling, Mr. Zack Monstar, have some massive news to talk to you guys about tonight. But before we get started, you guys know how to start off every show. We got to give a huge thank you to all the sponsors who make this show happen each and every single week. First of which, the one scrolling at the bottom of the screen, thecoldestwater.com. Guys, these people make some of the best water bottles I've ever had in my entire life. If you guys want to get your hands on any of their products, like their water bottles, t-shirts, ice packs, coffee, anything you want, make sure you use promo code WRESTLING to save 10% at checkout. Also, another one of our sponsors is thefirstwarrior.com. Now, this is a patriotic clothing company who makes hats, shirts, pants, all that other good stuff. I think they're starting out with their line of hoodies, but they just sent me the hat that I'm wearing, and because I'm too lazy to take it off, here's a picture of what it looks like. Absolutely love it. Guys, if you want to get any of their amazing merch, make sure you go to thefirstwarrior.com. First is spelled with a 1, and use promo code WRS to save 10% at checkout as well. Now, like I said, I've been advertising this all week, and by all week, I mean since yesterday. But anyway, guys, we have some major announcements to talk to you guys about, like what Real Pro Wrestling is going to be doing for WrestleMania, and something that I still can't quite wrap my head around. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get into my guest and bring him on. It's not even a guest at this point. He's kind of like a mainstay of the War Room. My partner in crime, my best friend in the world, Mr. Zack Monstar. Zack, what's up, man?
Hello.
You want to tell everybody why we're 20 minutes late?
Because I suck with time. Now I'm looking for my damn vape. I'm taken away from the atmosphere of the room because I had to turn the light on. I apologize for my lack of... oh, hey, there's that. Thank you. Hold on. Let me get back to my darkness. And, hold on. Before we do all that, before I turn off the light, do you see that right there? Do you see that Pete Dunne fiction? Like, do you see that?
Yep.
Yeah. Big shout out to Willie Finesse for that one.
Oh, Willie's the best.
Dude, Willie, we had that conversation last week, I want to say, and Willie sent me that. Huge shout out to you, by the way, for the Ray Phoenix to complete the Lucha Brothers set for the AEW.
Hey, no problem, man.
And my boy TJ, we just traded pops the other day. I got him a Marcus Phoenix because he loves Gears of War, and he got me the original.
Shit. I apologize, but we already got bits flowing in from HWE Access. Thank you so much. I can't quite count that many right offhand, but thank you so much for the bits. I really appreciate it, guys. We are streaming on the brand new. Well, it's not even brand new. I mean, it's kind of the word's kind of out. We are on Twitch now at twitch.tv/HeelKevin, and those are the first bits of the night. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah, dude. And we're going to keep this going all night long. Like, we've got some incredible things. But yeah, I apologize. We're late
70
because...
bits. Thank you.
We're late because of me.
But, you know, they've kind of been waiting in anticipation. I've announced a couple major announcements that we're having coming up for Real Pro Wrestling and just everything that we have going on. So why don't we go ahead and tell them a little bit about the WrestleMania show that we have coming up. Well, not the WrestleMania show, but during WrestleMania week in Tampa, right next to the stadium WrestleMania is going to be in.
Dude, I'm so stoked for this. So what we are doing is Real Pro, my company, is teaming with another company out of Tennessee called Pile Driver Pro, okay? And the owner hit me up, and we just started talking. He's a good friend of mine, and he's one of them type of secret owners. You know what I'm saying? I'm very vocal about, because I'm very just out there. Like, if I'm doing something, I'm like, hey, this is what we're doing.
We're actually gonna get to Bud Heavy in just a little bit, so don't go anywhere. We've got a lot to say about Mr. Bud Heavy.
That's a cute picture. Looking down.
Josh, I did not ignore your sub. I'm using StreamYard. I'm not like on the actual screen where I can see all that stuff. The only reason I can see the bits is because they pop up here in the comment section. So I'm not ignoring you, brother. Thank you so much for the sub. I can't even see channel points, but thank you so much for subbing to the page. I'm definitely not ignoring you.
Dude, I love Josh. I stay on TikTok just to watch Josh's stuff. Like, You
Josh,
and Josh are like two of my favorites, man.
thank you so
Um,
much.
so yeah, man, we're just coming together and we are going. Our biggest goal is to just put on one hell of a show, something that you haven't seen before. A bunch of matches that realistically are just they're good matches. When it comes down to it, it's supposed to be Real Pro versus Pile Driver Pro, but man, it's at the very end of it, like the fans are going to win on this one, and that's what we wanted to do. And we wanted to show everybody that when push comes to shove, like this business is about growth and supporting each other. You know what I mean? And a lot of these promoters and promotions, they forget that. They think that their promotion is the biggest one in the pond, and they seem to forget that the pond is huge.
Yeah.
So myself and Pile Driver are coming together to put together one hell of a show where it's just, man, it's bell to bell action, completely knockoutable, and that two promotions miles away from each other can do it. There's no reason that the promotions that are local to Florida can't do it, and that's the goal.
No, absolutely. And it's such an awesome thing because we're going to be in Tampa. Literally the night before day one of WrestleMania is when your show happens.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be on commentary. And like I said, we're going to get to Bud Heavy in a little bit. As you all know, Bud Heavy and I have a rough past, to say the least. But
An interesting dynamic.
Zack here thought it was going to be a great idea to make my broadcaster for the night none other than Bud Heavy. So for this show, you will get myself and Bud Heavy live on commentary. Zack, how did you try to put into words how awesome it is to have a show on the same week? Not even the same week, literally 24 hours before the first night of WrestleMania in Tampa, home of WrestleMania this year. The amount of fans that are going to be there, the amount of support that's going to be there for pro wrestling. I mean, I'm not even a worker, I'm just the commentator. But even I'm getting goosebumps about this shit, man. So you as the owner, something that you have built from the ground up, you've got to be feeling pretty good about this.
Man, I am completely stoked. This is my first WrestleMania weekend, and it's been a long time since. Man, I want to say the last time I was at WrestleMania, it was like WrestleMania 6, and my mother took me. You see what I'm saying? So like we've got years and trails ahead of us. You see, and man, we were supposed to do it last year, and then COVID hit, and they shut down everything. And even now, man, like there's a lot of promotions that aren't doing it. But I get to share the stage with people like Game Changer Wrestling. You know what I mean? They're going to be doing their thing. Josh Barnett's Bloodsport is literally the night before. And
we are going to watch Jon Moxley wrestle the night before the show.
And he is facing Josh Barnett. It's official this time around, and they've made it official. I was reading about it today. And man, there's just WrestleMania weekend is so huge because this is where indie people, indie talent, and indie promotions have the opportunity to shine right along next to the bigger names and the bigger promotion. And the whole weekend is just about your love for the business and professional wrestling. And dude, the fact that I get to be a part of that in the heart of Tampa at that point in time with my company and my people and my friends and the people that I've grown to call family means everything. And dude, you've said it flat out. You would put my work against anybody, and come Mania weekend, I am coming and I am showing out. You know, it's going to be a whole new workforce.
I'm going to throw a curveball at you. I mean, there's another thing we want to get at, and there's something we wanted to save at the end. Dude, I can't wait. I cannot wait for the end. Is it all right with you if we just go ahead and talk about this?
Okay.
This kept me up for freaking days, Zack. So guys, Real Pro Wrestling has officially changed the game, and they brought the worm along with them. I partnered with Real Pro Wrestling. You know, Zack and I met at an independent show. And ever since then, we've kind of been glued at the hip. I go to all of his live events. We talk every day. We've become really good friends, and we've kind of done this partnership between Wrestling Review Society and Real Pro Wrestling. And this past week, Zack, is there anything you want to say leading up to this before I show the graphic?
This past week, I received a message. Now, mind you, I placed this message I wrote them originally probably about weeks, maybe a month ago. Never heard anything back. And I was okay with that. you know. They heard about what I was doing at Mania, and they wrote us, and we started talking. And next thing I know, I have paperwork sitting in my email where I had to go over, and I had to license my company. I trademarked my name, and as of 5 o'clock today, everything is official. And you know what, Kevin? Tell them.
Ladies and gentlemen, through all the hard work of Real Pro Wrestling, through all the hard work of Wrestling Review Society, for all of you guys who have tuned in and watched and supported and have come to the live shows and tuned into the podcast and supported independent wrestling in any way, shape, or form, we cannot thank you enough. But Real Pro Wrestling and Wrestling Review Society are now on Fight fucking TV.
We're coming, man. We're coming, and I'm making noise. We're making noise the best way that we can, and it's just by doing what we know how to do. Fight TV is a huge wrestling. It's a huge fight streaming service, and when push comes to shove, to be able to showcase what we're doing right next to AEW of all people, turning around and doing their stuff, man, it's time to show up and it's time to show out. I've been saying it since day one, and I will never stop saying it. Like, Real Pro is real entertainment at last, and this is the time to believe the hype. I've believed the hype for 6 years. Kevin believes the hype. Now it's time for everybody else to see it.
We just had a few more people jump on. Guys, we just made the announcement that between Real Pro Wrestling, Wrestling Review Society, The War Room, you will now find us. We're going to start doing the tapings and everything else that goes into it, but we just signed the paperwork. It's all official. Real Pro is licensed. Real Pro is now an LLC. Everything is trademarked. Wrestling Review Society has been trademarked for a while, but we are now a part of the Fight TV family, which means you will see us in your household everywhere. This is the biggest platform we have ever been on.
Mm-hmm.
It's you know, Zach, when I started Wrestling Review Society, when you started Real Pro Wrestling, we had no idea each other existed. We knew nothing about each other. But I have worked along with my team. It wasn't just me. I have a team of admin who help me every single day. Zach is one of those guys who helps me every single day. Anytime I need something, and the same back, vice versa. But through the hard work he's put in, the hard work I've put in, we are now on Fight TV. You can see us on, I haven't been able to, Zach messaged me and told me about this, and I haven't been able to sleep. Like, the mind's just constantly turning. So what are the plans for Real Pro Wrestling going into Fight TV, aside from, you know, a little birdie tells me you got a couple new titles coming, but we'll get to the titles later. What all is going through your head with Fight TV, and what is going through your head with Real Pro moving forward on Fight TV?
Dude, okay, so, man, Fight TV is such a huge accomplishment for my promotion, for me, for you, for everybody involved, because it allows everybody
to...
Gator,
the War Room. I'm sorry, he just tuned in.
No.
The War Room, Wrestling Review Society, along with Real Pro Wrestling, we have partnered up, and we are now on Fight TV, our biggest platform yet. We are so excited about it. It's been a lot of hard work, but as of 5 o'clock today, ink has dried on the paper. The contracts have been sent out. We are a part of Fight TV, and yes, Too Sweet Girl, you better download that app.
Oh yeah, and man, when it comes down to it, I am not changing the image of my company or the company in any way, shape, or form. This is what got us to the dance, and this is what will continue to do us at the dance. I'm not stopping death matches. I'm not stopping the intergender. I'm not stopping the raw, unfiltered, just straight up go to it. Like, Real Pro is so much to me, man. I've invested so much time, my blood, my sweat, my tears. My stress level is through the roof. And I was just talking to Garrett the other day, and I told Garrett if I wasn't the one doing Real Pro, I would probably own a really nice house right now. Okay. But man, like, it's just cool to see like all the hard work pay off. And like I said, I'm not changing anything about Real Pro. This is what got us to the dance, and this is what will make the beat go on. And with that being said, I am not trying to do as of right now, through the Real Pro Wrestling YouTube page, you can find a weekly episode of Rampage where we normally throw in 2 new matches and an oldie but a goodie. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to do, the question still exists for you to watch like the Rig Weekly or pay for every episode. These are all things that I'm still working on. All I did was I sent the contract in. I haven't gone over the details of how I'm going to do everything. They haven't set me up with an access code to create my platform. This is still a very workable process.
As of 2 hours ago, it literally just became real. Like, we knew it was kind of going to happen. We knew they were interested. We knew that they wanted the content. They wanted the wrestling. They wanted the interviews. They wanted all of it. And they reached out to Zack, and they said, and then Zack told me, but as of up until about 2 hours ago, this wasn't even a real thing. It was just something that was being talked about, kicked around. They sent the agreement to Zack. Zack looked over it. He is the owner of Real Pro Wrestling. And I'm going to be honest, guys, the only reason the War Room and Wrestling Review Society are a part of it is because Zack partnered up with us. We are under the Real Pro umbrella. That's why we're a part of it. So this has been Zack's thing. That's why I couldn't announce it last night. It wasn't my place to. But this is still very new, still very fresh. The contract was literally just signed maybe 2 hours ago.
Mm-hmm. Everything was literally just sent in 2 hours ago. So when push comes to shove, man, this is, maybe I'm showing up now. I had to give StreamYard permission again.
Tyler, you're the one who said you haven't met Zack yet, because that's going to happen.
It is, dude.
Like I said, I have a full team of admin. Tyler is one of those admin, works tirelessly on the Instagram page. He's always posting, keeping content flowing in the Facebook page. Wrestling Review Society would not be where it is without the hard work and dedication of Tyler Peck, along with Dustin Bond, my wife, who also are admin of the page.
And I can say the same thing when it comes to real, like, you may see my face, but when push comes to shove, I have a whole team behind me, including my mother, my wife, my family, Jordan Owens, who has been with me for the past 6 years, Garrett Heil, who you haven't met, you haven't seen, but he's an uppity little kid, and dude, he's 20 years old, 19. He just had a birthday. I don't even know how old he is, but he's young. He's a youngin', man. But dude, he's been in the business for a hot minute, since he's been 16. He has been with me since then. He has watched Real grow. He has been there for the ups, the downs, along with Jordan. The same thing with Manny Gonzalez. Ashley Gonzalez is a part of my team. You know, when push comes to shove, like, Real Pro wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for these individuals. And there's still a few that, like, I'm not naming because there's just so many. But, like, man, I definitely couldn't be doing it by myself. And you know, you have helped out a lot too, Kevin. So when push comes to shove, man, as far as Fight TV, paid, not paid, stuff like that, I will tell you flat out that the Mania one will be a paid to view. But I know that the view on that is only going to be $14.99. It is not going to be ridiculous. I will never hit anybody with any ridiculousness. My goal is to be able to showcase what we're able to do through all platforms, through all countries, through all counties, through all states. If you've heard of Real Pro, but you've never been able to see a show, now when you see it on Fight TV, you can click on it and you'll be able to watch it. You'll be able to see Kevin in the ring. You'll be able to see me in the ring. And that's honestly the goal. And when push comes to shove, at the very end of the day, you guys have wanted it. I've wanted it. And I've been talking to the man about it. When you see Zack Monstar versus Willie Finesse, you will be able to see it on Fight TV.
Guys, I need somebody in my chat, somebody on the Twitch stream, tag Willie, get Willie in here. He's got to hear this. Because when the match was originally made between you and Willie, when this idea was formed, Fight wasn't even a thing yet. It was still just being talked about. So Willie's got to be in on this. He's got to hear the news, because this is something so massive. And you know, for me as a podcaster, you know, like I said, I'm so grateful for you bringing me along, because if it wasn't for you, and I'm going to be honest, and this is just me being as transparent as I could be, if it wasn't for Zack, Wrestling Review Society, the War Room would not be a part of Fight TV. We are a part of it because Zack allowed us to be a part of it. And I'm making that very clear. But as a podcaster, to be on a platform like not Pod TV, but on a platform like Fight TV, you know, and just like with pro wrestling, whenever you tell somebody you want to be a pro wrestler, oh, why don't you go get a real job? When I made it known that I wanted to stream for a living, when I want to do my podcast for a living, I got those same looks. I got uh, those same side-eyed stares, and nobody really got it. And it was something that I wouldn't say I got picked on, but I got looked down upon because I don't want to work a 9 to 5 job. Like, I love my job now. It's the job I've always wanted to do. But things change. And when I started interviewing pro wrestlers, this is what I wanted to do. And this is a massive, massive step forward, getting eyes on my product, getting eyes on what I can do, what I bring to the table, getting me more big name interviews. And I still can't quite wrap my head around what we are about to do. And to think that the very first show for Real Pro, the WrestleMania show, I'm going to be live on commentary calling the first show.
Yeah, man. And I'm super stoked about it. And like, I'm not the only one that's doing Fight in Florida. Man, you can see Tampa Bay Pro on there, Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling, another company that I work for and that I work with that booked me to go out there and do some crazy stuff. Who were constantly trying to up their game on the other coast. Man, they just landed a deal with Fight too. So it's cool to see everybody being able to like come together. Like if you see an Atomic show and you're like, oh shit, like that's really cool. Oh, that guy's really interesting and unique. Let me go check him out. Man, you can find him on Real Pro. You can follow him through YouTube, on social media, man. And like that's honestly like why I'm jumping on this whole Fight thing, because man, if I'm eating, I want my people's plates to be full too. So like there's no reason why I need to be like, oh, I'm gonna hog all of this for myself, when man, like wrestling has given me so much that I just want to give it back.
No, man, absolutely. And we have a whole bunch of comments coming in. Mr. Madhouse, 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 Madhouse. Talk to us about building the brand Madhouse, because we have something really cool we're going to show everybody in just a second. And now Madhouse is going to be a household name. It's your dream literally coming to life in front of your own eyes.
Man, I am super stoked about it. Before I get into the whole Madhouse talk, I gotta
Nice
give a
hat you
shout.
got on.
I gotta shout out the hat, man. Do you see this? Wait, where is it? There it is, right there. And then it says Heathen right there, which pretty much symbolizes what Madhouse is. But like, dude, I wouldn't have this cool ass hat if it wasn't for Ashley over at A-Rock Designs. She's the one that put it together. Me and her had a huge conversation. My original hat maker wasn't able to do the print on the underneath like I wanted. And I was so dead set on it because it screams what I am. So I was able to get a hold of over at A-Rock, and man, she took care of me. She was able to print them, do everything that I wanted to do, and they just came out so badass, man. And like a lot of them flew off the shelf when it came to the last show because everybody was wanting one. So I got people in Texas wanting orders and stuff. So man, if anybody wants any Madhouse merch, by all means, drop your information here. I will tell you how to get all of that and the best way to do all that. Same thing with all the Kevin stuff, dude. A-Rock is top notch, and like I love and support them so damn much because they help me look good.
Hey, Zach, we might have to do a quick recap, guys. I know everybody who's been watching, you've already heard it, but the man himself is here. He just tuned in. The moderator of my Twitch stream, TikTok's favorite wrestler, one of the most charismatic wrestlers on the independent scene today, Mr. Willie Finesse. Willie, we just dropped some massive news. As you know, there's been a somewhat of a social media petition going on to get Willie Finesse versus Zack Monstar. And that match was already agreed upon by both of you. Both of you said you were going to make it happen. But Willie, something so amazing happened today. At about 5 o'clock today, the paperwork was signed, the contract was signed. It is official. That match will take place when Real Pro Wrestling and Wrestling Review Society join Fight TV. Yes, the match between Zack Monstar and Willie Finesse, when it does happen, will be on Fight TV. Real Pro Wrestling is now a partner of Fight TV. This is a major announcement for us. We're still very nervous about it. We're like little schoolgirls right now. But it's a lot of hard work, and it's because of wrestlers like Zack and Willie who have dedicated so much to this business and made Real Pro Wrestling, I mean, at this point, literally undeniable.
That's my next tattoo, actually, Kevin. I'm gonna tell you that, like flat out, like I'm stealing it from Cody. I don't care. The second I heard it, it made the most sense to me, and it hit me. I've used it in promos, and it's gonna say from undesirable to undeniable.
Absolutely. And one of those things that goes along with, this new adventure onto Fight TV. We've already started making one title for Real Pro Wrestling. We're redoing their Top Crown title, which is their heavyweight title, and it's already looking amazing. It should be done within the next week or so. But Zack reached out to me, and we talked about Madhouse, and we talked about his brand and what that means to him. So
I gotta kind of tell, yeah.
one thing that we wanted to do moving forward is we really wanted to what's the word I'm looking for, shine a light on that brand. We really wanted to make it stand on its own, and really do something to make it special. So when Real Pro Wrestling goes to Fight TV, they will have a brand new championship held by Zack Monstar, and it is the one and only, literally the only one, the Madhouse Championship.
Oh, it's so pretty. And you guys, dude, like you're just looking at the faceplate and like you don't even know the plans that we have for this, what it's going to look like. You're just seeing the design on it. You don't know what the rest of the strap or the side plates look like. Man, it's amazing.
That belt will absolutely 100% not be for sale. There's only going to be one made, and that is for Zack and his brand. If he ever decides to change that, great. But as of right now, it'll be a one-of-a-kind, only seen in Real Pro, only seen on Fight TV. And the matches that thing is going to have, you guys don't want to miss it.
Not at all, man. And like to answer your question beforehand, that is lit. Man, to answer your question beforehand, there he is.
One of the minds of Real Pro Wrestling. One of the people who made this happen.
Lucha Jesus. To answer your question beforehand about like Madhouse and how it came to be, man. Coming in, I was always shunned about, you know what I mean? Because like I was different. I wanted to be different. I didn't want to be one of these clean cut wrestlers in tights and in a Speedo with a fake tan. You know what I mean? I wanted to paint my face. I wanted to get bloody, and I wanted to jump off things. Everybody was like, "Oh, you need to work as a big guy because you're 6'5". And man, like I didn't want to. And if you ever look at any of my stuff on my TikTok or anything like that, man, you see me jumping off of things, doing tip-ups, flips, backflips, lucha stuff. I hit a Rana at the last show just because I can, because I know I can, because I trust in my ability to. So for 13 years, I've been told I need to leave. I don't need to do this. So, and I know other people, oh yeah, no, that's happening. I know that other people have been told the same thing. And like, man, I have always been me. I have never tried to change that in any way, shape, or form. I've always been obsessed with nail polish, paint, tattoos. I'm an artist myself. Like, man, I've always just wanted to leave like my own different red ink stain on the world that is black and gray. So when Madhouse came about, man, I wanted to create something that was meant for the outcast, that was meant for the misfits, that was meant for the people who just have been told they can't do it. And I want them to be able to look in my direction and be like, damn, dude, Zack did it with all of this negativity. And not only did he do it, but he did it and he flourished with it. And man, if I can just inspire people with that same mentality and that same drive to be able to do it, like Madhouse is a home, not just for me, but for you. Like it's more than just a brand, it's a family, it's a roof, it's everything for every misfit, misunderstood, for every geek, nerd, freak, weirdo, and heathen in between, man. I believe in my brand so much, it's tattooed across my face. Like, Madhouse is everything to me.
So I have to ask you this question, and I already know the answer, but for everybody watching, whenever we see these independent companies, get a break like Fight TV, get a spotlight like Fight TV, they tend to steer away from the independent guys and calling, former WWE and former Impact and current Impact and all these other things. What is your mindset going into Fight TV? Are you still going to highlight the guys on the independent scene like you have been?
Absolutely. Real Pro was based for independent companies and it will forever be an independent company. I have said it once, I've said it to you, I've said it a million times, and I will say it again. Independent wrestling is the roots of the professional wrestling tree. And if the roots die, so does the tree. And I will be damned if I allow the roots to die. If I have anything to do and or say about it, Real Pro will always be by the boys, for the boys.
And I've had the pleasure of going to a couple Real Pro shows since being the ring announcer, now the commentator, going back and forth between whatever role I need to fit in. But you're going to get to see guys like the professional wrestlers, the new RPW Tag Team Champions. You're going to see guys like Johnny Rudo, who is a outstandingly talented wrestler. And the list just goes on and on and on. When you broke the news to the locker room, or the few people that you did break the news to, what was the reaction?
I haven't told anybody. This is the best kept secret that I think I've ever done, besides a few other things, you know. But yeah, man, the only ones that knew were the management group, because there were things that I had to, there was things that we had to take care of beforehand. So I didn't want to turn around. When I talked to you about it, I told you flat out, you are the only one that knows outside of the group. And if I'm going to tell everybody, I'm going to tell everybody here in the war room while they're watching. I haven't made a single post about it. None of the boys know. So this is it. This is the first.
This is your guys' chance to help us out. This is your chance to be a part of this revolution that's happening right now with the independent scene and the war room in itself and Wrestling Review Society. For everybody watching on my Twitch channel, go ahead and get your clip button ready, because I want you guys to clip this. Real Pro Wrestling and Wrestling Review Society have now signed with Fight TV. You are going to see us everywhere. If you thought we were going away, you were wrong. We ain't going anywhere. If anything, we are moving up on Fight TV. This is absolutely amazing. It's great for Real Pro. It's great for Wrestling Review Society, but we've kind of beat, the Fight TV thing to death. I'm really happy about it, and I can't stop talking about it. But there's another thing that Real Pro Wrestling is sponsoring coming up. And before we move on to that, because that's a big announcement in itself. For anybody who's going to be in town for WrestleMania weekend, for WrestleMania week, however long you're going to stay down there, whoever is in town and you want to catch the Real Pro show, Zach, tell them all the information they're going to need. I'm going to put the flyer up so they can see the address of it, all that other good stuff. Let them know everything they need to know about the show, and we hope you guys will come say hi to us, not take pictures with me, I'm just a commentator, but the guys in the back like Zack and Ryzen, who you guys have seen on AEW Dark, who's going to be there. That classic tag team's going to be there. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So if they're in town in Tampa, Florida, April 9th, what all do they need to know about the Real Pro show coming up?
So the Real Pro show, the Real Pro Pile Driver show.
The Dad Trainer lives in Tampa. You got to come out, man. You have to come out.
You have to, dude. It's one of those things that's like, it's such a rare occurrence that, like, you have to be there because it's going to be special. Kevin, if you could put the flyer up for me so I can talk about it.
There we go.
There we go. Man, if you look at that flyer, so on the left of each side is all the sponsors. The War Room is on there. Bud Heavy's podcast is on there. There's a lot of great things going on. And if you look at the card itself, man, you see me there, down there at the bottom. You've got the Ducks. You've got Fabu, who's been seen on AEW Dark. Ryzen, who has been seen on AEW Dark constantly. Ellie, who has also been on AEW Dark and NXT. She's been seen on both of those. Blanco Loco, who is a phenomenal talent across the board. You've got Remy. You've got Logan Creed, seen on MLW. That classic tag team, which Kevin has a funny thing to tell you about that. But before we get into all of that, man, the name of the show is Once Upon a Time We Blew the Budget. Everything about this show is going to be, from the match cards to the flyer, is all Disney themed because we're ridiculous. And again, we're just trying to have some fun, man. And the show itself is from 12 to 2. VIP tickets for front row access, for early access, are only $20. All right. General admission is $15. WrestleMania weekend, you're not gonna find a better deal when it comes to something like that. you
No,
know, and
you're absolutely not going to. And it's like I said last night when we called you on the Twitch stream, there's not much you can buy for $5 now, but that $5 can upgrade you to a guaranteed front row seat, a meet and greet with everybody there. It's going to be an absolutely awesome time. So if you plan on going to WrestleMania and you're going to be in Tampa, you might as well come check out a Real Pro show. It will literally change the way you feel about pro wrestling. I've said this numerous times. I've made this no secret. I am a traditional wrestling fan. I was never a fan of the death match. I was never a fan of, the kind of stuff like that. And when I became friends with Zack, and Zack, I told you this in a conversation, I thought the world of pro wrestling was just black and white and that was it. Over the time I've spent with real pro wrestling, I've learned that the world of pro wrestling isn't black and white. There's reds and greens and blues and oranges, and you have to be able to appreciate every single color, even if it's not your thing. There's still something there of value in every single color, in every single type of match, every single type of style. Most every kind of style. And Zack, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Anyway, I've learned real pro wrestling has not only re-inspired my love for pro wrestling, but it's changed the way I look at pro wrestling. And for $20, guys, I mean, that's the best $20 you're going to spend all year.
Man, and that's the one thing that I pride myself about when it comes to Real Pro. We believe in size equality, gender equality. If you want to see a big dude face a little guy, if you want to see a guy face a girl, if you want to see a girl kick the shit out of a guy in a death match, man, come to Real Pro. Because
everybody's asking what the address is. I turned that banner off that scrolls at the bottom. It's right there at the bottom of the flyer.
5017 East Washington Street, Tampa, Florida 33519. You can find it on the Real Pro Wrestling Facebook page. The flyers all over the place. You can find it on my personal Facebook page of Zachy Taylor with 2 R's on Taylor. Man,
it'll be posted in Wrestling Review Society once this interview is over. Like I said, guys, this was Zack's thing to announce. He allowed me to be a part of it, so I didn't want to post anything before this happened. But now that he's let the cat out of the bag, right after this show, this flyer will be posted in Wrestling Review Society's Facebook page. You can find it on there, the Real Pro page, Zack's page. You'll be able to find it everywhere.
Yeah, man, we're doing some really cool stuff, some first-time matches that you wouldn't see anywhere else. And I'm really excited about it.
Dude, it's going to be absolutely awesome. Now, like I said, for real, $20, front row, absolutely. Not only front row, but a meet and greet with everybody there. So all those people he named, from NXT, from AEW Dark, from the independent scene, and people that you haven't even got to meet yet, that $20 also includes your guys' meet and greet with everybody that's involved with the show.
Absolutely, man. We're going to be in there. We're going to get in there first thing.
I might even be taking some, for those of you who've been on my Twitch channel and know the chops for channel points, I might be taking some chops from the Monstar himself. I will be doing some live streams from the event on my Twitch channel. So if you're not watching on the Twitch channel, make sure you go follow twitch.tv/HillKevin. It is absolutely free to follow it, and you're going to get all that content. If you can't be there in person, I will make sure you can be there virtually. We're going to have a bunch of videos, a bunch of micro content posted specifically for the Twitch channel. This will not be on YouTube. It will not be on Facebook, specifically for the Twitch channel. So you have to go follow twitch.tv/HillKevin. If you don't have a Twitch account, just go and make one. It takes 5 minutes, and it's absolutely free. And then you have access to my Twitch, Bud Heavy's Twitch, everybody's Twitch that's going to be there, and you can watch it all for free. But Zack, finish up what you were saying.
I don't have a Twitch, but I will make a Twitch just so you can follow me, so you can see all the shenanigans.
So go ahead and finish up what you were saying before I so rudely cut you off, and then we're going to get into the next. It's been a great week for the both of us, man. It's been an amazing week. We still have one big announcement to make for anybody in the Florida area or willing to make the trip to Florida that we're going to announce in just a little bit. But you were saying something. I cut you off. Finish up what you were saying, then we'll go into the next thing.
Kevin, what the hell was I saying?
Not sure. Not sure at all. You were telling everybody that the poster was going to be posted everywhere, and then I cut you off. And
oh yeah, it'll be on the Real Pro page. It'll be on my page. It's going to be on the War Room page, or the Wrestling Review Society page. Kevin will be sharing it. man. And if any of the names that I mentioned while you were looking at it, they'll be sharing it also. So like, just do yourself a favor, get that. Even if you cannot make it to the Tampa area for the show, man, all I ask is that, man, you like it, throw it a share, and just help us get the word out in the best way that we possibly can.
I'm going to tell you something right now, Dad Trainer, because you live in Tampa and you're so hype about it. You show up to the Real Pro Show in Tampa, April 9th. I'm going to have an absolutely 100% free Wrestling Review Society t-shirt of your choice. I'm going to have this design. I'm going to have the Wrestle Hub design. You show up, let me know that it's you. You're getting a free t-shirt just for coming. You're also going to get your front row seat for your VIP ticket. You're going to get the meet and greet. It's going to be a great time. Come out. Let us know you came from the Twitch stream. We can't wait to sit down and have a face-to-face conversation with you, man.
Absolutely, man. And like, we're going to have Madhouse merch there. So if anybody does want anything, man, you'll have Kevin setting up with a Wrestling Review Society table. A-Rock Design will be there. Madhouse merch is going to be all over the place. I just got, oh, yeah. You guys know my little devil mask, man. I just got them in pens. So
that devil mask is pretty cool. I wonder where I saw it from. Or I wonder where I've seen it before. Oh, yeah, right there on the Madhouse Championship.
The first time that thing is put in my hands will be WrestleMania weekend. And, man, that title it's for me. It's for everybody, man.
And we're just seeing the main plate.
Oh, yeah. If you see me at a show and you say, hey, Zach, can I get a picture with you? Man, you're going to be able to hold the title, take a selfie with it, take a picture with me. And, like, that's what it is. This title is for me, but it's for the fans, too.
You know, David Copy and his father, I call him Pops. They watch every single stream. They watch everything we do. Heel Hugs is in the house. Hugs, if you missed it, man, we just made a massive announcement that the War Room Wrestling Review Society and Real Pro Wrestling are now on Fight TV, our biggest platform yet. We've been wanting to make this announcement all week. Thank you so much for tuning in. But Wrestling Review Society and Real Pro Wrestling are now a part of Fight TV. But moving off of that, getting into the next major announcement you have for Real Pro Wrestling, you got a phone call from somebody very interesting this week. You mind telling everybody this story?
Boy. Okay.
Yeah, Hugs. So, oh, shit.
You need to understand, I am super giddy about this. I am giddy because, man, this individual, watching him growing up made me want to become a professional wrestler. So realistically, if there was no Jeff Hardy, there would be no Zack Monstar. So I recently got a phone call the other night, and as soon as it was done, I had to call Kevin because I was shaking. And man, so I received a phone call the other night from the man, and
only Hugs. I love this guy to death.
And he remembered me.
My spirit animal.
He remembered me because a couple years ago, I had booked a certain individual that ended up double booking. So, you know what? We don't cut corners here, do we, Kevin?
No.
Okay, so we had booked Sami Callihan to face me at a Real Pro show. This is back when WrestleMania was in Orlando. They were in town. Callihan, unfortunately, double booked himself in Mexico.
He's got a new best friend. Just deal with it.
I forgot he was watching. Anyways, so we were panicked. We had already advertised Callihan, so we were doing the best that we could to replace him with somebody who was equal and or a better name. No offense to Callihan. At the point in time, Hardy was on the independent scene. I ended up making a call to somebody who was on the ROH, so I ended up talking to him. He ended up handing the phone to Jeff. I talked to Jeff for a little bit, and unfortunately, and his exact words were, I would love to be a part of this. Unfortunately, I can't due to contract restriction. I instantly knew that he was going back to WWE because I made the call on Saturday. The next show, his next big appearance was going to be on Sunday. It just made sense. I put two and two together. So that happened. Couple years later, moving forward, man, here we are on a random Tuesday, and I get a phone call, and it's him. And I didn't believe it was him. Did not believe it in any way, shape, or form. I believe my exact words when I answered the phone was, hello? He said, hey, is this Zack? And I said, yeah, who's this? And he said, it's Jeff Hardy. And I said, no, the fuck it's not. No, it's not. Moving forward, we ended up talking. Come to find out, Jeff is doing a live appearance down here in Fort Myers, not with
Wyatt,
the WWE.
that's what you missed. That's the announcement you missed, Wyatt, but we're on another story. We'll come back to it in just a minute.
Not WWE related, but his band related. So Jeff is touring with his band. He's been doing a bunch of shows all throughout the country, and he's coming down to Fort Myers at the Buddha Live. And I was asked if I would like a merch table to come in there and showcase the company and be able to talk about it, hype it up, get people interested, because wrestling fans culminate to wrestling events. And for those that don't know me or know my product, they know who Jeff Hardy is. So I was going to be able to market and just do everything that I possibly could with that. We started talking, and he asked if I was okay with my company, Real Pro Wrestling, sponsoring his appearance at the Buddha Live in Fort Myers on March 11th. I instantly said yes. I asked him if there was a buy-in, because normally there's a buy-in. And all he did was ask me to sell 10 tickets for this event. That's it. Sell 10 tickets. Real Pro Wrestling is sponsoring the event. And moving forward, man, I get to meet Jeff Hardy. My company is sponsoring the event. I get a merch table right next to Hardy's, and dude, like I couldn't be more giddy and excited about it.
So let's recap this week as a whole. So you start out by officially booking your WrestleMania show April 9th in Tampa, Florida, right next to Raymond James Stadium, where WrestleMania is going to be. It's going to be crawling with wrestling fans. There's going to be a whole bunch of new wrestling fans getting their eyes on the product. We're going to get to meet a whole bunch of new people. I'm going to be down there the entire week. I'm going to be down in Tampa the entire week, all the way up to WrestleMania. So we have the WrestleMania weekend show. Then, right here at the bottom of the screen, for anybody who missed it, Wrestling Review Society, Real Pro Wrestling are now a part of Fight TV, our biggest platform yet. There's going to be big matches coming. There's going to be big interviews coming. It's just a great time to be a wrestling fan, and it's a great time to be a part of Wrestling Review Society and Real Pro Wrestling together. Yeah, Chris, I see your comment, but if I put it up, it's going to make the banner go away. So let me get through this, and then we'll address that comment. And then Zack gets a phone call from Jeff Hardy where you're going to be a part of Jeff Hardy's live concert. You are physically going to be a part of one of Jeff Hardy's live concerts.
Yeah.
It's been a great week to be a fan, huh?
Dude, I'm feeling pretty bulletproof right now. Like, my wife just came home, and I'm still contemplating on giving her the gun to see exactly where the bullet bounces off. Like,
and not to mention, Chris didn't get to see this, but there is a brand new Madhouse Championship in the making right now. It's going to debut WrestleMania weekend on Fight TV. Your first look at the Madhouse Championship. Right there. Let me get rid of this banner so you can see all of it. This is just the main plate. You guys can't even see the side plates yet, but there is the very first Madhouse Championship. It's going to debut WrestleMania weekend on Fight TV. It is going to be absolutely amazing.
And for those of you who are wondering what all of that is, man, the only thing that is changing on that, you see those big bars that are going down? Those are light tubes, because Zack Monstar screams light tubes, and so does Madhouse. If you notice, it does say wrestling twice on it. The only thing that is changing on that title is where it says wrestling, and it is going to say unsafe going down it. And I am super stoked about it, because what more is Madhouse, light tubes, and unsafeness?
Yeah, it's been a fantastic week. I still can't completely wrap my head around it.
I can't either, man. And like, I can't put over the fact that, because I'm going to be honest, I was very skeptical about it, because it's not just, it wasn't just a Real Pro effort. Like, Pile Driver Pro did.
Zack, you want to take that?
I don't know, Willie. You about that life? I mean, you about that life? If you about that life, we can do it.
I mean, I don't really think Willie's a deathmatch kind of guy.
we don't need to do a death match. We don't. I'll happily put that title up on the line, and if Willie beats me, he can take it back home to wherever the hell Willie's coming from.
He's going to take it back to TikTok.
He is. He's going to take it to TikTok, and I'm never going to hear the end of it. So, but yeah, man, like I said, like this opportunity wouldn't even be a thing if it wasn't for Pile Driver, and one half of those owners talking to me, just, you know, talking me through everything, us putting our minds together. You know, we bought a slot on WrestleMania. No, I'm not.
Zack just said it doesn't have to be a death match.
We bought a slot on WrestleMania weekend. From GCW, not Game Changer. There's a local Florida-based promotion down here that do other stuff in out of states. But
Bud Heavy's going to be my partner for the night. That's another thing we got to talk about. Bud Heavy hits me in the dick, and then you put him on commentary with me.
I didn't do it. You can yell at Lucha Jesus for that decision. You can yell right at Lucha Jesus for that decision.
We're gonna have a talk after this. That's Lucha Jesus, aka Garrett. Yeah, I'm gonna use your real name. You put Bud Heavy on commentary with me.
Hey man, but like I was saying, man, like I wouldn't have been. It could, but GCW, which is Generation Championship Wrestling. Man, they're the ones that got the building. They were the ones that were renting out slots. So if it wasn't for Generation Championship running, we run this town, Real Pro and Pile Driver wouldn't even have been able to come together. So when push comes to shove, man, like if it wasn't for just everybody pitching an effort to make this happen. So that's why, you know, as much as I would love to be like, Real Pro is doing a show, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't in the cards. It wasn't going to be in the cards. Like I'd weighed over options, and, you know, I almost passed on it. And man, Garrett was the first one to be like, hey, you need to hear this idea. So after, like I said, probably a good 12 hours of just talking back and forth, boom, here we are. And I can honestly say, dude, any wrestling show is stressful. But man, working with Gary and the guys over the guy over at Pile Driver, hands down, dude, just it's been such just smooth sailing. We communicate, we talk, we have conversations, and man, like I'm so like not under stress about this show. I'm stressing myself out that I need to be more stressed out about the show. Like it's ridiculous.
Let's see here, Lucha Bro getting detox. That would be fine and all if Lucha Jesus didn't weigh like a third of my body weight.
He's scrappy.
Whoa! You digging a hole, son. You digging a hole.
Oh God!
But guys, this really isn't your traditional episode of the War Room. We couldn't think of a better time to make this announcement, because we can sit here and say, you know, as Zach just said, GCW rented out the slot or rented out the building. They were renting out the slots for people to do the show. You know, Fight TV contacted him, and it was through the help of a bunch of people who went into it and helping this process get along. Wrestling Review Society is the platform it is now because all of you are members and all of you are so active in your love for pro wrestling. At the end of the day, without you guys who are watching right now, without you guys who support independent wrestling, without you guys who support the interviews and support Zack and everybody else that goes into it, this doesn't happen. This is just as much a win for all of you as it is for Zack and I. And we honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, we cannot thank you enough, because you think you're just sitting here watching a video for an hour. You think you're just commenting and getting your comments put on the screen. That view, that like, that share, you guys never know how much that truly helps. By watching the show and giving it a share and talking about it and showing your friends, you can literally change our lives, and you guys have done that. So thank you all so much.
Hands down, man. I got super blue for a second.
Yeah. You're like
Uh,
the love child between Dr. Freeze and Jack Frost right now.
hold on. Then you wanna? Ooh, ooh. We all know I love that red light.
But Zach,
That
before we get
red
off
light.
here,
Oh, what
before
the?
we before we get
Thank
is that
you.
Heather?
Thank you. I just want to let you know now you're streaming to thousands right now. I hope you're proud of yourself. Do you see
Um
that?
before we get off here, oh, there is one other thing I wanted to say, guys. You guys heard it on my Twitch stream last night. Um, we are doing this thing right here. This is going to happen.
That's
Uh, we
mine. That's
we are
mine. Oh,
making the Brody Lee Championship tribute belts. I am only making 10 of them. That is all, just 10.
two
And
are taken. Three are taken.
no, they're not. As of earlier today, there are only 2 left.
Good.
There are only 2 left. One, we're not making a second run. We're not doing anything like that. There's only going to be 10 made, and there are only 2 left available. So to the people who ordered one today, thank you so much. I will send you guys updates as soon as I have them. But only 2 of those remain. And I wasn't going to say who, but the Black Arrow, he got one today. But
I made it. I made it very clear to Kevin. He showed me that probably about a week and a half ago. We've been talking about it since. The second I showed my wife, she instantly messaged Kevin, and I'm just making it very clear that if I don't get one, I will find out where you live. I will turn around and I will fight you for that title.
all you have to do, or hold on, wait, where's that comment at? Somebody asked if they can order one. I just saw the comment. By the way, we have a Hi Heather comment
Nina says hi.
right here. All you have to do is message me on Facebook, or you can send me a message on Twitch. I'll go ahead and friend you. Send me a friend request. I'll friend you, and we can message back and forth on Twitch. It's literally you message me, let me know you want it. We talk out the details, and that's about it. I've got an amazing track record with my customers. I've never lied or ripped anybody off. You're going to get the belt. So all you got to do is message me, and I'll take care of you. No
Absolutely.
problem.
Absolutely,
But
dude. I was just about to say, like, your reputation for titles is outstanding, man. I've gotten 3 from you, and I've never once had an issue. I know I know promotions that are getting titles from you, and they've never had an issue. And 9 times out of 10, like, you're coming down. I know where Kevin lives. Yeah, so do I.
actually, you don't. We're moving this weekend.
Make me message your wife.
So, Zach, before we get out of here, is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to cover before we get out of here, guys? This has been an amazing week for Zach and myself, and I'm super stoked to be a part of it. I'm so thankful that Zach brought me along for this ride, and we ain't stopping, guys. If you thought we hit the peak, we ain't even scratched the surface yet. Zach, is there anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Man, honestly, like we've covered all the major bases. I just want to say thank you to everybody for like the love and the support and just like the ongoing, uh, like the ongoing onslaught of just like all your little comments, all the stuff that you guys write. Even if you think that like we're not seeing it or I'm not seeing it, and or whatever the case may be, like I just want to let you know, like every time you tell us good job, every time you tell us congratulations, every time you comment or you like or you share or anything like that, man, I just want to let you know, like we see it. It means the world to me. It means the world to Kevin, and all of this. Just, dude, it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for you guys, I'd literally be sitting there wrestling a giant inflatable alien like I was doing during COVID because like we weren't having shows and I had no idea what to do. You know what I mean? So like, thank you guys for believing in us because without you, again, like we wouldn't be able to do this.
Guys, this is like I said earlier in the show. This is one of my admin, one of my really good friends, Mr. Tyler Peck. He runs our Instagram page. He is responsible for all the cool pictures you see on the Instagram. He's 100% responsible for the success of the Instagram. It's our largest platform, and I couldn't do it without him. So, guys, if you are not already following our Instagram page, it is Wrestling Review Society 1. Go over there, show Tyler some support. He works very hard on that, and I could not thank him enough. Tyler, as a part of Wrestling Review Society, we fucking did it, man. We fucking did it. I normally don't curse on here, but this is probably the biggest show I've ever done. And it's not because of who the guest is. It's not because of the topics it is because of the topics we're covering, but the fact that
hey, I'm a big deal.
no, you are, but what I'm getting at is
I'm not.
people rarely get to experience, something like this, and I get to do it with one of my best friends.
Same, man.
It's
Same.
freaking awesome, man. So I want to thank everybody who tuned in and watched. We're going to get to some of these last couple of comments. And once again, thank you everybody who's watching. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, please hit that thumbs up button. If you are not on our Twitch channel already, please go give a follow to twitch.tv/HeelKevin, especially if you cannot make it to the WrestleMania show in Tampa. The dad trainer says he'll see us in Tampa. Can't wait, man. If you cannot make it to Tampa for the WrestleMania show, I will be doing a lot of streaming on my Twitch channel. So you're going to want to go follow that because it is going to be Twitch exclusive content, meaning it will not be on YouTube. It will not be on Facebook. It will not be on MySpace. It won't be on Tinder or Indeed or nothing like that. It's only going to be on twitch.tv/HeelKevin. So if you're not following it yet, make sure you go follow. Zach, what do you want?
I just wanted to say one last thing that's kind of business orientated.
I haven't done that yet this show, and I had to do it at least once.
I'm gonna let that slide.
Go ahead, Zach.
With this.
Okay, my hands are off the mouse.
I'm gonna kick you so hard.
Look, you already know when I come down there and I start streaming. So I do this thing on my Twitch channel where if they donate bits or whatever, I take a chop from whoever's next to me. As soon as they see us on the screen together, they're gonna try to get you to chop me. So I might as well make it worth it.
Oh yeah, no. Remember earlier where I said, "Oh, I'll pop the leg and I won't do it so bad." I'm gonna make you change everything about yourself. I'm gonna change your own DNA input. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Your own DNA genetic coding. I'm going to hit you so hard you're going to think that you're a T-Rex.
Madhouse title say what?
What?
By the way, Nina, if you haven't seen the Madhouse title, we are making Zach's brand new Madhouse Championship, and there it is right there. That is just the main plate. The side plates are just as amazing. As you see, it says wrestling twice. One of the wrestlings will be changed to the word unsafe. So wrestling will not be on there twice, but that is the only thing changing about this title.
Unsafe wrestling. I love it. Guys, what I wanted to tell you, and this goes out for everybody who is doing the Twitch thing, everybody who is just doing the podcast and just trying your best to, trying the best to get your name out there and stuff. When push comes to shove, MySpace. When push comes to shove, we are taking sponsors for this show. Your logo will be put up. Your logo will be advertised. We will talk about it. We will advertise it. We will get your name out there for people who are just trying to get their business out there. Kevin is a sponsor. Bud Heavy with his Twitch stuff, he is also a sponsor. So if anybody would like to sponsor a wrestling event at WrestleMania weekend, by all means, please message Kevin, message the Twitch. Kevin will get with me. I will get your information and we will get it together. Sponsorships are pretty inexpensive. I want to say for just your logo.
All the sponsors right here on the flyer, yours will be added to it. As you can see mine right there on the left corner. I'm the second one. I don't know. Oh yeah, because I'm just under Ricky freaking Morton. I'll take that. I'll take that.
And I was just about to say, man, on top of that, like Bud Heavy's on there. And even though the flyer is already done, it is not printed yet. So once it gets printed, it will be finalized. Like that is the extent of it. But we will be able to blast your flyer, your promotion, your whatever you want to do through our social medias. We'll be talking about them on the show. So by all means, man, for $50, it gets your logo on the flyer. So if you want to sponsor a wrestling show by showing, just trying to get your name out there, or hell, even if you just want to support the show and the cause, man, let's go. Wrestling Warehouse is sponsoring. Justin's getting with me later on this weekend to lock in everything so we can get that going.
And one last time before you guys get off here, I know a lot of you, we have viewers across the world. We have them in the UK. We have them in everywhere that you can get an internet connection. We have viewers everywhere. And I know not all of you can make it to Tampa, but like I said, I will be streaming the event on my Twitch channel. Zack has given me permission to bring my whole setup down there. I will be streaming the event from start to finish live on my Twitch channel. So if you can't be there physically, I'll make sure you have a spot virtually, and we're going to have an awesome time. And any of the bits or proceeds or anything like that are generated through that stream are going directly back into the wrestlers at Real Pro Wrestling, helping pay for everything. So thank you guys so much for that. It's going to be an awesome time. And we're just going to hang out. We're going to be fans. We're going to watch some amazing wrestling. And you guys are going to get to watch for free, because I'm going to be doing it on my Twitch channel, the first stream on Fight TV.
Absolutely, man. And when push comes to shove, like I know that me and Blanco are super excited about it. We both reached out and got new gear made, so I'll be revealing new gear for this show that is Brody Lee inspired. Can we review the show in German then? Yeah.
Absolutely. We're never going to tell you can't share our content. We're never going to tell you, hey, don't show our stuff to your friends. We want you to do that. We welcome you to do that.
Absolutely. Please do. Like, by all means, yes, you have the okay, you have my permission, you have the approval, and there you go, man. Anybody else need anything, please message Kevin. Kevin will message me, just because I don't have all of your information. I know that social media can be a little tricky and stuff. But man, by all means, get with Kevin. He'll get with me, or he will send you my information, and we will talk, and we will get everything sorted out and get out there and up there.
I'll post Zack's phone number on a live stream. Bet I won't.
Kevin's trying to post my phone number on a live stream.
Why you got to tell her?
Because remember that thing earlier? Throw you under bus?
She scares me, Zack.
She scares me too, Kevin, but it doesn't change the fact.
But guys, we just wanted to come on here and share all this amazing news with you guys. You guys made it possible, so we couldn't think of a better time to announce this, if not to the people who made this happen. Like Zack said, we worked really hard for this, but you guys got us to the dance, and now we're going to show you why we deserve to be here. And we cannot we cannot thank you guys enough. So once again, we are on Fight TV, Wrestling Review Society, Real Pro Wrestling. Zack is sponsoring, Real Pro Wrestling, Zack's company is sponsoring Jeff Hardy's concert coming up in Fort Myers, Florida. If you want any information on that and you want to attend that, reach out to me. I'll get you in contact with Zack. He can tell you exactly how to get the tickets, all that other good stuff.
Hell yeah.
We will be doing a live show WrestleMania weekend in Tampa, Florida. Cannot wait. My broadcast partner will be Bud Heavy, and we will be streaming it live on the Twitch channel. Any bits, donations, anything like that that's sent throughout that stream will be donated directly toward Real Pro Wrestling and everything they have going on. Thank you guys so much for being here. And guys, we're just getting started. We are just getting started. So if you thought the show was good already, fasten your seatbelts, get you something to drink, and sit tight, because this roller coaster ain't even near done yet.
Absolutely, man. If anything, we're here to stay.
Absolutely. And with that being said, you can find me on Wrestling Review Society's Facebook page, YouTube page. You can follow me at twitch.tv/HeelKevin. That's going to be the best place for you to follow me. I'm starting to get more active in this Twitch whole thing. I'm still learning a lot about it, so the stream will improve. But you can find me in Wrestling Review Society's Facebook page, YouTube page, twitch.tv/HeelKevin. Zack is on Facebook. He's on all that other shit. Zack, you want to tell me where you're at?
I'm on Facebook. You can find me under Zachy Taylor with 2 R's. That is my personal Facebook page. You can type in Human Horror Show Zack Monstar. My like page pops up. 1, you spelt my name wrong, and 2, if you've ever seen me wrestle, you'll know I'm not afraid of anything. You can find me on TikTok under Zachy Taylor. Instagram is under Real Monstar. The Zack Monstar for Twitter. Man, I am everywhere. I am on Kevin's stuff. All you have to do is just look at Kevin's. You will find mine. I am not hard to find. All you got to do is look for the big spooky mask or skewer sticking out of my head.
With that being said, guys, we'll be back next Thursday with another live pro wrestling interview, and it's going to be a great one for you guys. It's somebody that I've wanted on this show for a very long time. It's somebody that you guys have demanded on this show for a very long time, and it's finally going to happen. So
Oh,
I'll drop it later on this week. Don't worry about it. Stop.
No.
I'm trying to close the show out, Zach. These people are tired of hearing from us. Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week live in the War Room, 7 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to tune into my Twitch channel when me and Hunter review Monday Night Raw, Tuesday Night Impact, Wednesday night NXT and AEW. You can find us on Twitch almost every day of the week. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you next week live in the War Room, 7 p.m. Eastern, with another pro wrestling interview.